Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for quite possibly the last final time right now. Not 100% sure. Not
I mean,
it's not certain, but we're going to we're going to talk about a few things today, basically.
yes, it's
Um
quite unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
As you have probably noticed, we are missing three members of our podcast, which has been cut in half. Johnny is not here with us today. And we're gonna get into this later on, but he just isn't in the podcast. He hasn't spoken to us for 10 days, 11 days around,
Well,
right?
I mean, yeah. Okay. So
It's
we've had. I mean, I wouldn't call Eric a member, but he's been here quite often. So if we're talking about people who have talked on the podcast, been on the podcast, and kind of helped host the podcast, we've had roughly 6 members. We've had me, Gulsher, Patrice, and then Justin, Johnny, and a little bit of Eric. Justin was a member for a few months.
yeah.
As disheartening it is to admit.
His downfall was quite
Yeah, Justin's downfall was
important.
quite hilarious, quite comical.
Indeed.
And in a way, Johnny's downfall is quite similar. Now,
I would
we're
say
not gonna
even funny.
we're not gonna tarnish Johnny's name here per se. Okay, who the fuck am I kidding?
Wait.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Well,
So basically, Johnny was simping on Margaret.
Well, okay, well,
Is that what we're gonna call her?
well,
Okay,
Margaret.
mention Margaret, but leave her out of this because she has done nothing wrong.
Yeah, and that's really like one singular reason out of the several we have that we're kind of doing this, concluding the podcast. Because
Johnny,
something pretty something I find pretty ironic is that Johnny is the one who started the idea of this podcast. He's been the director of this podcast. He founded the podcast entirely. I've handled the audio basically and the streaming, and Johnny's basically been the director, the founder, the leader this entire time. Patrice has handled the social media, and Gulsher just sits there on his ass crack. But
basically.
nonetheless, we all contribute a lot, except Johnny nowadays, because Johnny, he
Johnny-
essentially doesn't exist in a physical form anymore. Is kind of how we could best interpret it. Johnny, I mean, this was hardest to realize within the pandemic because of how prolonged it seemed, and how I wouldn't say apocalyptic, but just kind of how in the moment the entire quarantine and pandemic seemed. This was hard to realize because of the pandemic, but Johnny has kind of been off and on friends with us since middle school, essentially. He's had this. We've talked about his quote unquote cycle before, where he'll be friends with us for a few months, and then he'll abandon us and go hang out with a bunch of other people. And I mean, everyone has other friends. We're not just talking about going and hang out with other people. But completely ghosting us, completely not associating with us at all, completely shoving us to the side and not interacting with us for months on end is what he's done in the past several times. He's done this in the past several times. Yeah.
And the thing is, I first became friends with Johnny around 8th grade. It was we knew each other. It was nothing more than just if I see him, I'd wave, and then we'd talk for a few minutes, and then as high school began, we became really close through freshman and then sophomore, and then junior year.
Mostly.
Yeah, me and Johnny met. I remember it was actually the first day Johnny came into school. It was his first day on school. I could have been the first person he met, but I won't say for sure because it was first period. But I met him in band class. We immediately kind of hit it off, became friends, and middle school passed because through middle school we weren't close per se, but we'd hang out a lot. He was kind of in that friend group with me and Blake and Trigsta and her cousin and those Grace and those people.
Kristen has family.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but
man.
but middle school was chill. But high school
No,
comes
it-
around.
No, it wasn't.
Well, Patrice didn't like middle school because he got kind of fucked by the junior high school itself. I enjoyed middle school.
Why don't you like it? Is it because of the teachers?
I don't even know.
Everything.
He doesn't like fucking anything about it.
Yeah.
Dude, Sullivan and Brooks Long, I just didn't like those two. Everyone
The only
else,
thing I like is mostly Paul. Though.
I just didn't like the end of 8th grade because that was when the whole he she who shall not be named thing happened. But for me at least personally, middle school was pretty chill. Freshman year came around, Johnny began to come around more. We were friends with him. And then, towards the middle of freshman year, mostly sophomore year, he would kind of spend time with us for like a few weeks. And then he would like not talk to us at all and pretend we didn't exist for another month or two. And this would be a cycle that would continue throughout high school, except each time the cycle went along and took its course, the longer the phases lasted. So it eventually came to the point where he'd hang out with us for like 4 months and then hang out with the Hicks and do nothing else but hang with the Hicks for another 4 months. And it came to the point where, oh, you're back again? Okay. Oh, you're going again? Oh, well, see you fucking next year. And it came to the point now where these closer to 2020, these fucking phases lasted around a year. So we'd have a year where we didn't hear really anything from him. And during COVID, I guess, is when this next phase took its course. In the middle of quarantine, for whatever reason, he decided to start talking to us again. And we didn't really hear from him at all during like 2019, aside from when he left the school and we all kind of said bye to him.
Yeah, because I legitimately thought that would be the last we would ever see of Johnny.
Yeah. And then he started talking to us when quarantine came around, because I don't know, I guess the Hicks live under a fucking rock. Maybe they weren't talking to him. Maybe a lot of them graduated. I don't fucking know what the situation was.
A lot of them, judging by Johnny's cryptic Snapchat stories, the Hick tend to meet in person, and I guess during quarantine you really couldn't do that.
Yeah. And this is just one example of things I'm talking about. And we realized we realized this whole pattern, and now it's kind of continuing again. It's kind of happening again now, and he's doing the exact same thing that he's always done. Essentially, it's been like a 1.5, maybe 2 years, and now he's doing it again. And we thought like maybe it would end, because like we've all of us, we've always had other friends we've hung out with, but we don't completely ghost everybody for around a year just to hang out with another group of people. And these groups of people, we don't even have beef with each other. He hangs out with James. James is a fucking OG. James is awesome. I love James. I have nothing against James. He's awesome. And all the other people he's hung out with. James is my fucking friend. But for some reason, Johnny is just incapable of juggling 2 things at a time, including a girlfriend in a friend group. Another example, we made fun
I shall touch upon this myself momentarily. Rest assured.
Wait, what?
Oh no, I have something to say about that.
Oh, okay. I'll get to it. Yeah, well, this is another thing, is that Johnny. See, when you've been friends with somebody for, we'll call it 7 years, and you're willing, you're so what?
So it's been quite a while. You don't realize it until.
Or sorry, no, not 7. It's around 6 years. I've been friends with like Gulsher and Patrice for around 7-8 years. But Johnny came in 8th grade. When you've been friends with somebody for that long, and you threaten to completely disassociate yourself and cut ties because of a girl you met and have been dating for like a week, that just isn't like, that's not rather an intellectual, that's not a Chad move, exactly. And I understand politely asking, like, I understand politely asking, can you like please stop like talking about this, blah 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 blah, because in the past we've helped Johnny through these things. When the whole Christina thing happened, Johnny seemed pretty fucking relieved to not be associated with her at all, and we don't have a problem with the person he's with right now at all. She's chill. Johnny is not at all, and It's just
funny. Oh God, has it come to a point where he's our friend, yet
you just don't threaten to completely quote unquote be done with somebody or leave a friend group because we said one negative thing about somebody that was a joke. I totally get respectfully asking to stop, but you don't say, I will never talk to you people again after being friends with you for 6-7 years because of a girl that I met like a month ago, at least in person.
No,
since high school.
Well,
I don't know why.
He met her quite a while ago.
Yeah, and I knew this. I've known this girl since fucking preschool. So I mean, I still don't get it. Like, I still don't get it because you motherfuckers, you and Patrice, y'all roasted the shit out of. We'll just call her Voldemort. Y'all roasted the shit out of her on almost a daily basis, and I still found friendship between us and didn't. And I realized that they're jokes. And even if I wanted them to stop, I would have just asked politely because that's what grown-ups do, and we weren't even grown-ups back then either.
We were like somewhat teenagers, or
no,
like
dude,
not even.
Yeah, we're just lads, I guess.
We were about the age. We were about the age where we drew a fine line between what EDP would and would not fuck. That's just what I'll say.
Yeah,
but the other thing is the main reason why we're stopping this whole thing is because we struggle to find time to do it in the first place, and we also find it hard to keep it entertaining without Johnny, because I will give Johnny this: whenever he's actually here, he makes the podcast a nice place. We have a lot of fucking hilarious ass fucking clips. Same with Gulsher and Patrice. You said what?
Because we keep making fun of him.
Well, yeah, that too. And you know what? And whenever Johnny was making fun of us too, and we have funny clips of that shit too. And Among Us, we have a lot of good memories in here. I plan to like I told you already, I plan to like make like a brief highlight video of like everything instead of just by season. But when Johnny was actually here, he brought something else to the podcast that I guess just none of us else could bring. We could hold off for an episode or two, talk about a few things, keep it entertaining. But was he a punching bag for roasting at times? Sure, but I mean, so was I, and so was Gulsher, and so was Justin. Justin, he had his own issues that he is dealing with that we're not going to get into because we already smoked that pack. We already distanced ourselves from him. But we're just right now. We're not, the only thing we're really doing is informing you that Johnny, we're not really doing anything in the situation. Like, the only thing we've really done is remove him from our group chat. Johnny has pretty much been the instigating cause of all this. And if Johnny comes back and wants to make amends or whatever,
he's always welcome back.
Yeah, he's always welcome back too. And I would, be thrilled to just delete this fucking episode and start off on, a new foot, because Johnny does this a lot. Something petty will happen. Somebody will hurt his feelings. To call him, I don't even know. But something will happen, and then he won't talk to us for like a month, and it gets old. Because I mean, that would be normal if we weren't like close friends. But when you're like in a close friend group, best friends of like less than 5 motherfuckers, you don't just do that. You can do that, but you're not going to be considered a close friend if you do that. You feel free to do whatever the fuck you want. If that's how you react to things, that's fine. But I'm not gonna fucking deal with it every fucking day, because the thing about the last like half a year with this motherfucker is he's either not here or he's bitching. That's it.
Dude, I remember he was making fun of Medusa on one of the podcasts when I wasn't there. Yeah. And I joined and I made fun of him, and then he dipped.
Yeah, I found exactly. That he can dish the shit out, but he can't take it. So he'll be roasting Gulsher's girlfriend, or at the time, and then Gulsher will come in and say something about him. He's like, "Oh, fuck you guys, I'm leaving now." And we'll be like, "Okay, I don't. That's not really, you kind of like deal with your problems up front, you know, instead of just ghosting people.
I mean, okay, I can understand ghosting people because sometimes you just need to cut out the bad parts.
Some people, but not somebody you've been close friends with since, you know, middle school.
Right.
You know, Johnny came up with the entire idea of the Homie House itself. This used to be called the Homie House Podcast. It was named after the Homie House, which is where we plan to literally live in a house, be roommates, and film the said podcast from the Homie House at some point. You know, like,
I don't think that's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, well, obviously not, because we're ending it today. But
yeah, it looks like we might not do the Moby huge.
Oh no, we're still doing it. I'm still beating the fucking shit out of him with it, but it'll just be more of a malicious intent now than a joke.
It's gonna be sad that we're ending this.
Yeah, but long story short, we're kind of just done with his shit. So we're kind of cutting him from the group, mostly because he's kind of already doing it himself. He hasn't said anything to us aside from when he threatened to, you know, pull a Justin's dad on us and leave. Aside from that, he hasn't really talked to us for the better part of like a month.
I mean, he just says something and that's it.
He said the last thing happened is that we were clowning on him, and I mentioned, okay, so I guess I should explain this. There's been like this ongoing joke about how his girlfriend has a mustache.
Because she fucking does. I'm sorry, it's true. Okay, go on.
Okay. No disrespect to her from me. It's a joke, and I did say I wouldn't do it anymore. So, just getting that out the way, I have respect for Haley, but like I said, a joke. And then he just straight up came in and he's like, oh, if you do that again, I'm gonna leave. And I'm sorry, but it's basically
Johnny
fried wolf because he's
threatened.
Just desensitized to it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what? It just kind of come to the point, like I said, where we've kind of you know, I'm just gonna put this bluntly, Johnny's not the best with women, I'm sorry, but I mean, look how Christina ended up, and you know, I'm happy for him, but the way he kind of deals with things sometimes, not really between himself and the said partner, but the people around him when he's with the partner, he just doesn't balance things very, very well. And, you know, that's just my opinion.
No, I'm sure. Okay, we can't speak too much on that because we ourselves don't know.
I mean, from what he's demonstrated to us, he's kind of done a shitty job.
Oh, well, if you... Are you looking at Christina solely, or...?
No, I'm looking at fucking everything.
Then if that's the case, then he's basically...
If you don't remember when he was with Grace, he completely refrained from talking to me at all, even though I didn't say anything about it.
He was with Grace for like a day.
Well, no, he was with Grace for a day in middle school, but then they actually started talking again. I want to say it was about half a year ago, and Johnny actually was talking to me about it in person. He's like, "Well, what if I got back with Grace?" And I was like, "You know what? I don't have anything to say." And it's just shit like that.
That's some first level.
Yeah. So actually, Johnny did something for the channel.
Yeah, he did before when he was actually around, but the past
he did like the Instagram and some reels.
I want to say since summer.
But yeah, to be honest, like most of the reels can be pretty repetitive. Like for example, it's basically just him versus Gulsher all the time. Like
yeah, I mean Johnny
versus Justin. Too.
I just am confused as to what changed really, because we haven't really altered the way we've treated Johnny aside from us reacting to the bullshit he's been doing. But like we've pretty much, you know, always treated each other the same way really ever since like middle school.
Also,
and all of a sudden
politely to stop, we do.
Yeah, when he asks us, there's another thing. So when he asks us politely to stop doing something, we do, but he's like incapable of it. It's insane, and like there are just certain ways you can handle things that are a lot more productive, that are a lot less negative, and that are a lot less abrasive. You know, But you know what? As far as I'm concerned, when you say this is another thing. Every time something happens where we're like, okay, it looks like you're getting distant, or it looks like you're starting to completely ghost all of us, or it looks like you're saying things that you don't really say to like close friends, and he's like, oh, you guys are like brothers to me. Well, I have a theory here is that, if you're really quote unquote brothers with somebody like that, you don't really do this kind of shit. I'm kind of being blunt. And, I can't, we don't live inside this motherfucker's head. Maybe this is just how he deals with things, and maybe he needs help. But as far as I'm concerned, he's just being a sack of shit.
Yeah, he's basically pulling a Toad right now, where I would ask if something is wrong, and then they would say, oh, no, I'm just on a call, and then I would never hear from them again.
Yeah. And that's another thing, is the lack of communication is stunning as well, because we won't know what we're doing that is setting him off, and then he will still not tell us and then leave, and then maybe a month later he'll come back and be like acting like nothing happened. And that's kind of like a repetitive thing as well. But
he keeps saying that he's hanging out with James or Haley, or that he is busy, all of which I can respect. But are you really that busy that you can't open a chat for like a minute?
That's another thing I was going to get into, is that for the past, I would say, half a year, he's always been, I'm too busy to open the chat. I'm too busy to talk to you guys. I'm too busy to do a podcast. I'm too busy. If this was true, I would completely understand it. I would never bitch at him once, because, he works, he is paying bills.
Yeah,
he is doing this, and this, and apparently now he's, spending time with this chick. But the thing is that, we've come to find that all of this is fucking cap, because he'll say, oh, I'm too busy, I have work. And then, his Snapchat story kind of speaks for himself. Long story short, he's not busy. Instead of, he says, I've been at work all day, I'm too tired to go do anything. And then 5 seconds later, he'll post a video of a man twerking on top of a pickup truck while he's, outside doing God knows what. So, I mean, look, you either say, if you are too busy, say so. But if you're not too busy and you just straight up don't want to do something or talk to us or do a podcast episode, just fucking say so. Like, if you just want time to go do something with other people, that's chill as fuck. Or just have time on your own, that's chill as fuck. But as all the time, I'm too busy, and then he'll go in a Snapchat story talking about how he has too much time on his hands and that he's so bored and has nothing to do. It's like, isn't that a bitch?
Dude, he uploaded on Snapchat. I think. Hold on. I can't tell if those are chicken nuggets or tater tots. Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
I did a story on Instagram as well. He just
smoked chicken and tots. Nice.
Yeah, I've kind of lost all hope for this motherfucker at this point.
So on Johnny's story on Instagram, he just say, I do this to my friend because it bugs him.
Yeah, so he obviously has enough time to go fucking do all this shit and go fix all of his friends' fucking trucks, and my fucking truck, and his fucking truck, and this truck, and it's an emergency because it's a truck, and all this horse shit. And
it's an emergency because it's a truck. Dude, if it was a car, he would have never went.
Yeah. And it's like, most of the time in these situations, I would kind of address my wrongdoing and kind of say, well, I could probably grow from this as well, or maybe this is what I've been doing or what we've been doing to cause him to do this. But like, no rational motherfucker does this. This is just toxic horseshit. Like, maybe the only thing I could really say is like, we roast him sometimes, but that's what all of us in our friend group do to everybody. I roast Gulsher. Gulsher roasts Patrice. Patrice roasts me. Sometimes I talk about Patrice's mom. Justin used to roast me. Justin would roast Gulsher. Justin would also roast Rose. I used to roast fucking Rose when they were together. Now we both roast Rose because Rose is a sack of shit. And I just said her name on accident, but I don't give a fuck. When Diego was in here, we would praise him, but he was kind of... It was kind of a weird type of praising, I guess. We've always been roasting each other, and Johnny's the only person who has ever had a problem with it.
Yeah. Okay. I can understand it can get a bit annoying sometimes, and it can sting too. But at the end of the day, you just gotta either take it or politely ask them to stop.
Yeah. Like
Simple as
with
that.
him, it's either I'm gonna ignore you for weeks or I'm gonna throw a bitch fit about it. There's nowhere in between. There's no prior steps. There's no like, okay, first I'll ask you nicely, and then if you stop, well, then I'll ask more aggressively, and then if you don't stop, then I'm gonna get mad. No, it's literally you do something bad, you're either gonna get ghosted, or you're gonna get you bitched at and angered at, you know. And there's also no prior influence that will allow you to identify if this is going to take him off in the future because it's just random shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on some shit. I said his girlfriend had a fucking mustache. That was on me. That is the one example of something that I consider to be on me. But then when Johnny said, okay, this is enough, you should stop making fun of her, I'm like, okay, bet. You have my word that I will stop making fun of her. You know, now that Johnny has pretty much broken every single quote-unquote word he's ever given us, he can suck my cock. I'm not going to be the bigger man. You know what? I don't give a shit if he won't give us the respect or the acknowledgement of not ghosting us at all, or at least treating us slightly decently, then he can eat my ass. I'm not keeping shit. This is literally like the only... And you know, another thing is like, sometimes I might slip on accident, but I'm still not going to do it on purpose. You know, I'm not a sack of shit. I mean, maybe I am, but at least I'm not Johnny. Okay, at least I'm not Johnny. At least I'm not Justin either. But you know, this is a sad day though, because you know this.
Very sad day because
this podcast is fucking legendary. I will say, and you know
we don't tell him this because well, that's just how we are. But we glorify this prick because he's been
he's the old one. He's pretty much, I mean, I don't know about now because we have Gulsher, but he's pretty much always been the strongest, the most of a lard ass always, obviously, but still he's kind of been like the leader of our group really when he's actually fucking been here.
Yeah, and the thing is he takes cares of us. Man, I can't even speak. All right, basically he came up to me. On my birthday, I remember.
Yeah.
And he came up to me. He literally got behind the cash register.
Oh, this motherfucker's cutting out. Gulsher, you're cutting out. You should, yeah, there you go.
There we go. It was a Chad moment where I was down because of the breakup a few weeks ago, and he came through, and I really appreciated it, and it made me feel really happy.
Yeah.
And the got me too. I still have them. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't worn them yet, but they're still there.
Yeah, and you know, like after that day, that strangely was when shit like kind of started to snowball. But yeah, no, before that, he's been there for like everything, you know. I mean, aside from like every single one of my birthdays, he's not. He's been there except the last one.
Oh yes. So right now I'm just eating some vegetables and chicken.
All right.
Legend.
Yeah. I mean, eating vegetables, Johnny can't relate. But yeah, no. Today is a sad day. You said what?
When we went to Applebee's, it was legendary, dude.
Oh yeah, and you motherfuckers threw hands in the parking lot. Oh no, that was Henny Penny.
Hulk Hogan was watching us, bro.
I know. But yeah, no, this is you know, it's gonna be sad. You know, I can't say for certain that we're going to completely end this altogether, but it's definitely going to be a while before we do another episode. It's probably going to be a lot more infrequent, probably scattered here and there throughout months or years. I'm not even going to say for sure that we're going to come back, but you know, maybe we'll do a reunion at worst case scenario. We'll probably come back and do a reunion or something. Like a year or two from now, but you know we'll try to get back on here and there because I have, you know, I've got a main channel that I still try to make a video for like almost every day, and it's kind of hard, you know, making content.
My channel is more dead than Jonathan, so if anything, I'll just upload the Minecraft series, if you will, over here.
Yeah. So you'll probably see the occasional upload from like Gulsher playing Minecraft or some shit. You know, you'll see occasional uploads, maybe an occasional episode. But again, I'm not going to promise the absence of anything. I'm not going to promise the presence of anything either. But Patrice will probably do some sort of fucking stream of like Skylanders. I honestly have no idea.
To be fair, I'm not gonna do it anyways.
Okay. Well, yeah, but I mean, this channel's probably going to be dead, essentially. So if you want to see any of our content, we'll probably collaborate on videos in the future, and that might be on my main channel, or Gulsher's channel, or Patrice's channel. Just go sub to our main channels. You can even go sub to Johnny's channel. Don't harass him as much as I would.
I keep forgetting he has
one.
Huh? I keep forgetting he has one.
Yeah, he has like 2 videos. One of them he's grilling chicken, and the other one he's racing somebody in a cripple cart inside of like Lucky's.
Dude, it's unfortunate how weird our algorithm is, because we could work, or I guess you and Johnny could work 2 hours to edit and all of that, and a video of me shitting literally gets more views.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember at the beginning of the podcast, I would edit highlights for hours on end for like an entire day, and it would get like 20 views, and Gulsher would shit, it got like 200. It was fucking insane. And that is still to this day one of our most viewed videos. And then the ones above that, there's a video of Eric where we're listening to his album. And then there's the Among Us stream where I was raging. And then there's like a GTA tier list video, which I don't know why I uploaded that onto this channel, but I did. And yeah, I mean, you know, if you've been like a viewer of the podcast, you're a fucking legend. You know, we say welcome to the 0 viewers, but you know, we've had occasional viewers here and there. You know, there's a guy in the chat right now.
The following people are watching, Justin and Rose, everyone except those people, they're legends.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this podcast has been around for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years.
It's really sad that
a little bit more than 1.5 years, but almost 2 years. And it's been a good 2 years. You know, there was a point where this, you know, back after Shishu, who shall not be named, left, you know, this was like my happy place where I would come here and we would, you know, make some content, and it would be, you know, a nice fun thing I would be able to do. And then after that, I had to go back to fucking being mentally crippled. But anyways, yeah, I mean,
same.
You know, who knows? Maybe someday down the future we'll start an entirely different new podcast. Maybe we'll kick this up at some point. Maybe Johnny will stop being a motherfucker. Who knows? Yeah. Because I have no bad blood towards Johnny. I have no beef with him. We are just simply explaining why we have removed him.
Approach me. Let us know what's going on. We can sort through this. It's just that you never talk to us when we do call you. So.
Yeah. So we're simply to make it simple. We're simply ending this because we need 4 members to do it, and one of those 4 members pretty much has to be Johnny. You know, we can do a few episodes without him, but an entire podcast from here on out, I don't think that's going to really end up working out. You know, we used to do talking and bullshitting as a substitute, but that we can't just do talking and bullshitting every single time. Eventually, we're going to have to do an actual podcast episode. But you know,
even though like talking and bullcrapping is basically the same thing, but
it's similar. But in talking and bullshitting, we have no topics. We just sit there and talk. When in a podcast, we have like set topics that I write down. Like today, we have this one topic of Johnny being a shit sack. What?
We could like invite guests, but it's not gonna be the same.
Yeah, so we used to invite guests. You know, it's very possible that, you know, have a podcast with 3 people. You know, there are hundreds of podcasts with 2 people. There are even podcasts with 1 motherfucker, and he brings out a guest each time. You know, it's possible. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah, literally Joe Rogan. Literally.
Well, yeah, there's Joe Rogan too.
Joe Rogan, yeah.
But he brings out like people who are hella famous, like Iron Mike and shit like that.
Yeah, one thing, if you're looking for podcasts, go watch the Glorious House of Gains podcast by Robert Frank 615. One of the greatest podcasts to ever do it.
Also watch the official podcast.
The official podcast with Moist Critical, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Go watch the Some Ordinary podcast. That also has Moist Critical on it. He guests sometimes. It has a Mudahar.
Don't watch Impulsive. Just don't watch it.
Don't watch what?
Impulsive.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, it has been a glorious 83 episodes. I'm going to, you know, miss doing this. We'll be back at some point. This is just a goodbye for now. I'll be uploading on my main channel a lot. we're all still friends and everything except Johnny, I guess.
Yeah.
Nobody.
No, I have no beef with Johnny. If he has something with me, he can come back. He can sort it out. And
this episode may seem like we're mad at him, or we're lighting him up or something. I mean, in a way, maybe we are lighting him up, but we're just explaining why the podcast is ending very bluntly.
Lighting up. Justin was when we lit someone up.
If you want to see us actually lighting somebody up, go watch when Justin got lit up, and Johnny was actually there for that.
Smoking the Langlo.
We smoked the Langlo pack.
We had to do that twice because he was an oaf and forgot to turn on.
And no, I actually had to do it 3 times because I remember. So there was the episode we did with Johnny, and he filmed it, and the audio wasn't working. But then we filmed 2 separate episodes because of how much there was. So yeah, that was fucking insane.
So Johnny, if you're watching this, which I doubt you are because you are an incredibly busy person,
quote unquote.
Come talk to us. Or at least one of us, whoever you feel most comfortable with, I guess.
Just not me.
Okay, so I guess me and Patrice talk to us.
Or you know what? You can come to the group chat. You could come to the group. You talk to whoever the fuck you want. You want to talk to me? That's fine. You want to talk to me? That's fine. But it's probably the worst option for you because I'm probably going to be salty. But
I mean, I'm salty too, but I'm not just going to call him the N-word.
Yeah, you fucking are. Anyways.
Yeah, but that's besides my point.
Yeah. I think this isn't a famous podcast, We have had the highest amount of viewers we've had in an episode was around 400 at a time. And nowadays we average like 3.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a fucking crazy episode, and it was a legendary episode. That was when the whole Among Us raid shit happened for the first time. That was amazing. But
God. Among Us.
I mean, we can do some gameplay.
Even though the game is kind of cringe, it was probably some of the best content we had.
Yeah, exactly, and there was a lot of fucking memories in that too. A lot of laughing. But
we can still do some gameplay.
Yeah, we can still do pretty much everything we've done, but it would probably just end up getting uploaded to one of our main channels. And I still, it's funny, I owe Johnny like 5 cents for the work he's put on my channel, but I'm not giving him jack shit. He can sue me. I don't give a fuck. I owe Justin like $30 too, but I'm not giving him anything.
No. It was funny.
No. Johnny, Justin need to owe Gulsher some $10.
Well, yeah, because of the PlayStation.
He owes me $10 to this day.
Dude, you know what? Yeah. The fucking money that I owe him for my YouTube channel will compensate for the money he fucking stole from me all the times I bought him fucking popcorn at the movie theater and then he proceeded to not see a movie because he's a fat fuck.
Dude, he was God. He was a misinformation genius, dude.
Yeah, he was a genius. He was a fucking legend at manipulating people into giving you money.
No way. I remember because he owes me $10 for food, and okay, if I'm being honest, I really didn't even want him to pay me back, but when I realized what the money was actually for, then I did want it back. God.
Yeah, man.
He bought a PS4 gift card with it, and it was funny because I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's fine. I don't want it back, Justin. You're all good. And then we went back, and my man pulls out like a 50 and buys food, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah. So you'll fucking fund your own food addiction, but you won't buy yourself a PlayStation card for your video games. Hey man, rich motherfucker moves right there. Prioritizing your funding, I guess. But Jesus Christ.
But he actually still lives with his mummy.
Yeah, and he also comments on my goddamn YouTube all the time for no reason.
By blocking all of us. Yeah. I can understand why he blocks me. I can understand why he hates me because after the whole room situation, I lit him up. And I feel okay, this is the thing. I actually do feel bad about it.
You shouldn't.
Because of No, it's not because of the things I said, it's because why I said them.
You were just trying to defend Medusa.
I didn't say them out of malice.
But you read it
as being protective, but then that got me like that resulted to basically nothing.
Yeah, and I mean I will give Justin one thing. He was right about Medusa. I'll give him that, but that's about it. And I think it's a coincidence that he was right.
So Gulsher got some regret. after that.
Yeah, I do have regrets for lighting him up, and I have been contemplating apologizing to him, or at least I was, but at this point, it's better that I just don't approach him, considering how salty he gets whenever he sees me.
Yeah, don't make a apology video. Don't
No.
Yeah, you're
Logan
gonna become
Paul.
James Charles, Gulsher.
Yeah,
You're
already-
Logan Paul.
You're already a pedophile. No,
I hate you.
you're already a
No,
cousin
this
fucker.
is the thing. We can take jokes, but like
Yeah.
the deceased members could not.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember you guys rip on me for the door.
Yeah,
The
you still
doorknob.
fucking the doorknob. Dude, that's what we did. We came to your house to see, like, because we forgot which doorknob it was,
Yeah,
and we checked to
sure.
see which one was wet as fuck, and sure enough, you came out of it. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Lord.
Even
It's
though
so
I was
good.
pretty salty about that, but
yeah, and then
even
guess
though
what?
later,
And guess what?
I
Guess
didn't
what?
even care.
Guess
Yeah.
what? Patrice isn't fucking dead. He's still true as fuck. You know,
Yeah.
setting an example and shit. But I guess that is that. I just want to thank anyone who's ever stopped by and dropped in and watched, because we have like a few thousand views total on this channel. If you want content that's similar to the podcast, go sub to all of our main channels. I don't assume that Gulsher is going to be uploading anything, but I know me and Patrice will be at least. But you should still go sub anyways.
I'll upload on this channel more if I'm
Okay.
being honest.
Yeah. So I mean, this channel isn't going to be completely dead, but it's going to be dead in comparison to how often we upload now. And apologies to anybody who liked the podcast that much. That we're not going to be able to continue it as frequently.
83 episodes of this.
You said what?
If someone actually did like it, just go rewatch the old ones. Those are legendary.
Yeah, the old episodes. I wouldn't like the first few episodes of season 1 are kind of lackluster because I had low ass fucking energy, and it was basically just Johnny talking the entire time. And he was just talking about like trucks and his fucking parents. But then we had the whole thing where he had children in his basement. And then it started getting funny as fuck. So yeah, go watch the highlight videos as a main thing. Those are funny as fuck. I still look back on those.
It was basically like a episode of regular show.
Actually, yeah.
Like at first it went so normal and peaceful. Later it's just destruction.
Yeah. If you want to look, if you want a legendary ass season, go watch seasons 3 and 4. Mainly 4, but 3 and 4. Those are
they are
the
basically
best
the peak.
Yeah. And season 4 had something like 20, 30 episodes, whereas most of them only have 10.
Regular show is legendary. I remember this episode where they got over arguments over toys, and they ended up fighting a giant duck on the moon. Lord.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a good episode.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
And I guess in order to end things off, I guess we could just thank all the people that have separated themselves from us and allowed us to grow.
Yeah, because we dropped a lot of
Seasons,
toxic
man.
motherfuckers in 2021. I guess I just assumed that if Johnny was going to drop us himself, that he would have done it back then. But I guess he had to wait until this year.
Yeah. I don't know which is the worst season.
Because it's quite funny because this whole quote unquote homie house group used to have like about 10 motherfuckers in it. Because there was Jacob, the condom ripper. There, Diego was in this whole group. Jeremiah was in the group. I wouldn't call him in the group per se. He's still our friend though. We had a lot of motherfuckers in this group that came and went. And us three in particular have always been there. Since it began. And
dude, Eric's still there too.
Oh, sorry. And then there's Eric as well.
Yeah, he isn't on as much, but he actually is busy. So
yeah, he's busy as hell, and he also so that was another thing, is that Johnny hates Eric. So when we were friends with Johnny, we didn't really associate with Eric that much until we started associating with Eric, and then Johnny got upset. Then we had to create another group chat to cater towards Johnny, so they didn't have to talk to Eric. So that was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Now it's literally just one group chat.
Yeah, and he literally has zero valid reasons for hating Eric too. He's even like low key admitted it.
Talking about Not
Yeah,
even beef,
yeah,
but like an
no.
argument that happened 4 years ago that was so petty.
Yeah, they had an
Yeah,
argument
so,
about.
yeah.
They had an argument 4 years ago about one of Eric's crushes, and they're still. Johnny is still salty about it. Eric has no bad blood towards him. He even says like, "Oh, dude, you're still a brother to me. Blah 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 blah. You know, I have no beef with you. I still, you know, blah blah blah." And then Johnny's like, "No, fuck you." And then he's like, "Okay, maybe we can make amends." And then Eric made like a joke, and then he's like, "Nope, no more. Fuck you."
No, but the thing was, the joke wasn't even about Johnny.
Yeah.
It was just a meme.
Exactly.
A funny meme that had nothing to do with anything.
Exactly. And Johnny, yeah, he's anything will set that motherfucker off. But
Oh yeah, like Johnny would always like diss on Eric on his story.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
when
he would-
when Eric was rapping, Johnny
He would come-
recorded the
dude,
whole thing.
I remember when I was
and
reacting
dissed
to his
on-
album. I was reacting to his album,
Yeah.
and Johnny literally called me on the phone because he didn't like the lyrics, and he started
Oh,
bitching
yeah,
about Eric
yeah.
while I was on stream on speaker.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But
Also,
So, which is
I should mention
say,
when the whole argument happened. Do you remember when he basically said everything you shouldn't say to Rose to her face? Like,
oh yeah, basically yeah.
yeah. So after that, me and Johnny didn't talk. I was pissed at him, of course,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I
you
ultimately
did regret.
I
doesn't
mean,
matter
look,
because he did.
look. Was he right? Yes, but
Yeah.
you know, do you say that to somebody while they're with the other person, you know, while they're clearly making the other person happy? No, I'll just say that. That's all I'll really say about that. But you know, I wish Johnny the best of luck in whatever the fuck he's trying to accomplish by doing all this. We'll always be
It
right here.
reminds me of a South Park episode.
Yeah, and you
where,
know,
like,
I'm not just
yeah,
gonna be.
so, like-
I'm not gonna be a part of his fucking cycle of going back to the Hicks. I'm not really gonna do that anymore. But he's always welcome back if he's not gonna fucking do that. And it's hard to say because you never really
No.
know with people.
So in the episode of South Park, there's like a focus about Kenny dying, and
Yeah,
it was
Ken.
really serious.
he dies a
Yeah.
fucking lot.
And and then like Kenny basically disappears throughout like one season, and then comes back at the season finale.
Yeah,
And also there's another episode where Chef dies
yeah.
because so he was
Oh my god! I just
Yeah,
realized
because-
he's the huge head from Regular Show.
He's what?
You-
Oh,
Do you
dude.
remember about the very first episodes of Regular Show? Bops like did a wrestling match, and the real wrestler happened to look like Bops. And I think there was a misunderstanding where they ran over the actual wrestler, and he lives in the park, like in the bushes, homeless as hell, plotting his revenge to this day.
I think so.
Oh, yes.
That's basically Johnny.
so basically the reason why Jeff dies is that someone was manipulating him
Yeah,
like a cult, and
Johnny's in a
that's the
cult,
end
bro.
of- that's the end of Chef, though.
Yeah,
Even though his voice actor passed
Dude,
away
I legit forgot
About-
Chance existed for a second.
about
oh yeah.
16 or
He was another person who was in this
years,
group for a while.
basically.
Yeah, I think we had him on, didn't we?
Yeah, we had him on the pod. Well, actually, no, he wouldn't talk, but he would always be in the voice chat, muted, and he would
And
always
then
he would always be saying stuff to us in the chat and then the no mic channel. So he was functionally a member, but he was never on vocally. But he would always be
Yeah,
asking
so-
us shit and saying shit in the chat. He was talking shit a lot too, like he was making fun of us, but like so we were friends and stuff. And then he canceled us like twice.
Yeah,
Right.
for basically no reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, so guys, what is the worst season?
The worst season of the podcast?
Yeah.
Probably one.
Probably. Well, I would say it's either one
Mm.
or this one because this one only has like 4 episodes, and like 3 of them don't have Johnny in it. So it's either this one or maybe I would say the worst area is like the first 3 to like 5 episodes of season 1, and then
Wait. Hold up. I mean, Johnny was like in 2 of them, or
well, let me look. I can't. Never mind. I mean, I can, but yeah. But yeah, Nobody is here currently. There's 2 motherfuckers in the chat saying random shit. But,
Do we know any of them?
I know Christopher, he's Eric's friend. But the other person, no, I do not.
Oh.
I think it's some bot.
Probably. But,
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, are we ready to wrap it up, I guess?
Before we do, since this
let's
is
just
technically
talk
the
about
last-
some good. Let's just talk about some good memories.
All right. Well, what was Gulsher trying to say though?
No, I'll say it when we are actually ending the episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so let's just talk about some good memories from this channel.
Yeah, I mean, there's been quite a few moments where things have been said, cancelable things have been said, not by me, because I never say that shit, but Gulsher.
That's
shut up.
That's
you
Yeah,
and Johnny. You and Johnny were on some bullshit. You and Johnny were on some bullshit.
Actually, that's true though, but you were tapping.
Okay, I didn't do shit. And you know, it was funny because in the first 2 seasons, what we did was we didn't stream, we recorded it and edited out the bad parts. Like when Johnny said some out-of-pocket shit. That saved us in a multitude of ways because Johnny mostly was always saying some weird shit, and so we'd cut it out and then upload it.
It's crazy how you got canceled, but Johnny is like
yeah. How did me and Gulsher? Well, no, Johnny kind of got. How did all of us as a group get canceled for something that like isn't existent? But Johnny hasn't gotten canceled for literally saying that those things on stream, on air, in public, to a public audience. That makes no sense.
Yeah, it's.
But I mean, it was crazy, like how we used to do this on Zoom, and then fucking I used to edit it in goddamn Lightworks, which is like the shittiest video editing software in human history. And then I would upload it to YouTube. It would take me like an entire fucking day. Rather than now, we can just like spend an hour live streaming.
And it's funny though, like,
and we still pull more viewers than fucking Justin.
Yeah. Also, by the way, like, how come Johnny disliked Mask and Joe Biden while us just got like COVID?
I didn't get. Well, I guess I did get COVID, but
yeah,
I haven't gotten COVID like in the past like 2 years.
Yeah,
like year and a half, but. I don't know. Gulsher, I don't think got COVID either. I remember back when the pandemic first started, Gulsher was so paranoid to come down and interact with me that he threw 2 fucking water bottles down 2 goddamn flights of stairs, and one of them landed in shit.
Wait, who got that one? Was it you or Clown G?
I'm pretty sure it was her. But
yes. That, my friend, was divine justice.
He fucking I'm like, yo, Gulsher, can I have 2 water bottles? And then I assumed he was gonna walk down and hand them to me, and like open the door and come give them to me. But no, I just saw his face pop out from like it was like 2 or 3 stories up, and then he just hurled them down into the grass, and one of them landed in dog shit by the grace of God or lack thereof. Like Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my God, that was cool.
The last week I got COVID, everyone.
Oh yeah, Patrice got COVID last week, and I guess Eric said he got COVID, but he's just flew to Mexico, so that makes no sense. Who the fuck knows, really? Maybe he's fine now, or maybe he was capping. I don't know. But we got to go visit the high school at some point.
Like, I bet Derek basically healed himself.
Probably. But we should go. I don't know if Eric's gonna be back. We should go visit the high school at some point. Well, we end the junior high. We can go do that.
Dude, I'm down for the junior high a lot.
Yeah. We can go see if the rape chair is still there.
Yeah, as long as I'm not busy with all the like classwork.
Well, yeah. I got to do it at a time probably where I don't have a million fucking assignments to do.
Yeah, I'm in like the video game coding.
Oh yeah.
That's really tedious, I'm sure.
Patrice is a legend. He's out here making the new next Five Nights at Freddy's game, except it's Five Nights at Horny Foods.
Dude,
5 Nights
at talk about horny
food. Johnny's Lord. And you're just like situated in a cat.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Dude, the horny foods lore is older than our friendship with Johnny is, dude. I remember at the beginning of 8th grade, we came up with the idea of horny foods.
7th grade.
Then it was seventh grade then.
Yeah.
We came up with the idea of Horny Foods, and it was like literally just the spin-off of Five Nights at Freddy's, but with like all of the goddamn inside jokes from junior high school inside of it, and it was just something fucking else. Like if we explained it to the audience, nobody would get any of it, but it was fucking legendary, and we were gonna make it.
I remember you were doing a Hunger Games one.
Oh yeah, we had the Trump games, and I actually made that into a comic that I made with Jacob and Chance, and we made the Trump games. There was 2 fucking issues, and it was fucking. I actually have it on my bookshelf. It was a comic me, Chance, and Jacob made, and that was.
I remember
legendary.
Nicholas always obsessed with like Trump though.
Nicholas? Oh yeah, he would always be having Trump memes.
Trump?
Yeah, like he would always like talk about
I have a bone to pick with that man. I have a bone to pick with that man, which I will get to eventually if I ever do see him.
I think you said he like had a thing for something, but I don't remember what it was.
Dude, I don't want to hear that.
I shall liberate him. I shall liberate him if I do see him.
Yeah, liberate him from life itself.
Oh no, I'm basically going to clock him in the nuts as hard as possible and revoke him ever having children. That's a joy only
you should do the slapping game.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, Gulsher's gonna become Vasily Kamansky, bro.
Yo.
Oh no.
Dude, he hits with the strength of a truck. Dude,
I don't remember what anime it was. Maybe it was like One Piece or something, but there's like that anime character who has just one massive fucking right arm. That's gonna be Gulsher after he's done training with his battle against Nicholas.
Oh yeah, God.
It's gonna be fucking legendary.
You need to sit down and like watch a bunch of Moist Critical's slap contest.
Dude, I'm down. I've watched like a good 10 of them, but I know there's more.
I've watched a few. I'm not quite sure which ones, but I've seen Vasily. Yeah,
and there's also the Moby Chronicles.
That was the best one.
You said what?
As soon as this ends, I'm going to watch them.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking playlist of all of them.
There is a Moist Meter.
Oh yeah, the Moist Meter is cool. He like reviews movies and shit. Dude, it's weird. I don't know how he does it, but he releases 2 videos every single day, and he also is like almost always streaming on Twitch, so it makes like no sense. And apparently he does the editing except for the Moist Meter.
The editing is good too, so it takes him a while.
You said what?
Dude, I like how his thumbnails are always like wide pictures of something.
What were you saying, Osama?
I was saying that you gotta appreciate the dedication to his craft because his videos are really well put together.
Yeah, and a lot of them are like he's released like hour-long videos too. And I know those are a bitch to edit, but yeah, like all the wide thumbnails and shit. I even do that sometimes on my main channel.
Dude, that was his thumbnail wide is a legend. It's amazing though.
Yeah, and then we made wide Cochrane.
Dude, I like how wide Johnny is just regular Johnny for us.
Yeah.
If Moist Critical did like a thumbnail.
Dude, literally, Johnny, this is what happened. This is what happened. Johnny was born, and then in the middle of high school, God put him in the character editor and just widened him. He just made Johnny into a Moist Critical thumbnail and then plopped him back onto fucking planet Earth.
Dude, do you remember when Venom and he got on his bike and both of the tires popped?
Yeah, we were gonna go see Venom, and he's like, "Oh, my tires broke." Oh, and I'm like, Johnny, you're like, okay, first of all, when he rides that bike, like his fucking like both sides of his flab are like overflowing from both sides of the bike, and I know damn well his sheer girth is what broke or popped the fucking bottom tire of his bike, or back tire rather. And he's like, "No, bro, somebody slashed it." I'm like, "That's capping, you goddamn know it." So then he walked home and then came back, and then he was late in the movie, but he still saw most of it.
It was amazing because he rode to his house and rode back and got to the theater before we did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was
the more I see Moist Critical thumbnail, I decided to do them too.
Oh yeah. Well, and you know. Yeah, I mean, we we had a lot planned for the whole podcast. You know, we were eventually planning on like doing it in an in-person location. But you know everything.
Oh my god.
As I don't remember who the fuck it is, but as
Wait. Did Johnny say that he's want to go to Oregon?
yeah, he said he's gonna like move to Oregon or some shit. I could give two goddamn shits about that.
But
I mean, he's welcome to go wherever he wants at this point.
yeah.
But I mean, we had the whole idea of like doing the homie house and everything. I guess I mean that could still happen, but not for a while, I guess. And Johnny won't be involved in it.
Yeah, if we're in person doing a episode, we would most likely be murdering each other.
We'd be like fucking diving across the table and fucking choking each other out. But
mostly Johnny though.
Yeah, mostly me and Johnny and Gulsher and Johnny.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like how you said Johnny twice to really cement in the fact that he's more than one person.
Yeah, oh well, yeah, because it's funny because according to the government, he counts as well, I'll just say less than one. But according to like the Organization of International Property, he counts as at least 5.
Oh god, this reminds me, guys. An actual topic: the United States gained another state. It's 51 states now, if you know what I mean.
I wish I had a map to. I wish I had the map to show him right now.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there's 51 states now, people, and that's all you need to know.
That's all you.
51.
Yeah. 51.
Wait, hold up, Patrice. I got you. Hold on.
You'll see, Patrice. You'll see
like,
what we mean.
The chat plan. Go to that chat.
I get it. Yeah. I know.
They annexed another state near Florida, guys.
Yeah, but you know what? I will give it to people. I will give it to Johnny though. He did start the podcast. I kind of took it over after he died, and you know what? I have gratitude towards him for I guess giving us this experience because I wouldn't be here talking to an audience right now. At least not this particular audience if it weren't for Johnny, because he started the entire. He had the entire idea in the first place. He used to be the one who would kind of tell me how he wanted the layout to look, and then approve it once I showed it to him and things like that. And then around season 4, I just kind of did whatever, and then I'd show it to him and be like, "Oh, that looks cool." And now I just do whatever the fuck because he's never here. We used to have face cams. We used to do episodes where where we had our cameras on, and now it's just. Now there's no cameras right now. It's just the audio spectralizer.
Yeah.
But
well, Johnny, if you're watching this, thank you.
Yes.
This.
Thank you, good team.
Yeah. Thank you for the shit you did in the past, but nothing you've done recently. And I guess
Yeah. If only if you didn't have like problems with women or something like that. I mean, even though we can still help you with your problems.
Yeah. You reach out to us, goddammit. By all means, reach out to us.
Every time when there's something like, I met this girl or something like that.
I'll say something. I'll just say one thing though. If anything that Johnny has said in the past is true, he will come back and he will, we will start out from a blank slate. But judging by, just my predictions, I don't think that's going to happen. And I think that a lot of the shit he said, at least a lot of the reassuring shit he said in the past, is cap as fuck.
It's basically a breakup,
and it was kind of like a thing to lure us in because he'd always be like, "Oh, you guys are like brothers to me," and he would say that every time we had something to say about like how he'd been acting lately, and I don't know. But if what he said to us is true, he'll be back because shit like this.
We're still
friends
with you, Johnny.
I mean, I don't know about that, but shit like this doesn't phase. Shit like this doesn't phase actual close friend groups. So that would mean that if Johnny is really like a close friend, he'll be back in no time. But I still don't think that's going to happen. Realistically
Johnny,
speaking.
Let us know if you want to come back and talk to us or only me.
Yeah. And, I guess with that,
or Gulsher mostly, since you guys mostly hang out.
Yeah, and I guess I mean, I guess with that we could probably wrap it up.
Yes, but since this is the last episode, obviously, we have to thank a few people. I shall address these following people by their actual names and not the nicknames we have made up for them.
Oh yeah.
So without further ado, Justin, Rose, John, no, not Johnny, he isn't there yet. And Chance, these people have given us a lot of good memories, but in the end, they gave us more pain than actual happiness. And without you, we are actually doing quite a lot better. So
Yep.
thank you for removing
Same.
yourself. Well,
I would say Johnny's almost there. Clowngy's definitely there.
Clowngy too, I forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame
And
you.
also, I think I got to thank the junior high.
Yeah, I want to thank Grandmaster Paul because none of us would be as as chiseled, absolutely chalked up Chads as we are today.
Yeah.
And I would like
to. He's got us. He's got us.
Yeah,
exactly. Thank you, Paul, for
everything. You know what's funny? He's still in our chat. He just doesn't say anything.
Yeah, exactly. He's a history teacher now, I guess. But
from him,
thank you, Paul, for
because he's like 10 levels above all of us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul, for making me be interested in Pokemon again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul, for being a role model for the rest of us.
Yeah. Right now, I'm actually making some Pokemon videos. And viewers, if you wanna to see my content,
go to Patrice's channel for sure.
Go to my latest video where I play Pokemon Legend Arceus.
Yeah. And
this is where I was kind of dead in the group chat.
Yeah. But at least you're not dead for fucking months like Johnny.
Oh yeah.
And I guess with that, people,
because that game's so grinding.
Yeah, I mean, you have to grind at a lot of Nintendo's games, a lot of the Pokemon games.
Most of Pokemon.
With
level that thing up with Giratina, which is the devil of Pokemon, and also I have to meet. So before I have to meet God, I have to complete the Pokédex. And
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
that's not even fucking possible.
No, it is possible. So you have to meet God,
dude.
But
I'd rather meet Allah.
Yeah. So you have to complete the Pokédex.
Oh my lord!
I will ensure that you have a meeting with Allah after saying that shit.
Yeah. There's like a Pokemon that is basically just a god, and also I have to beat a devil Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. See, this reminds me of something because this happens quite often. I just want to formally apologize to any of the viewers out there who have to experience the horrendous audio quality of a lot of these streams because Gulsher doesn't have a mic, so sometimes it sounds like he's filming from like the bottom end of a cave. And sometimes that also clashes with Patrice's mic. Johnny has a mic, but he never uses it. So his audio is often also shitty as well. And then Justin is also never had a mic either.
Right now, I bought a new mic.
Yeah, Patrice's audio is chill.
It's kind of like Johnny's.
Yeah, but Gulsher, it kind of sounds like with Gulsher, it kind of sounds like he placed like one of the first microphones ever made up his asshole, and it's picking up the audio vibrations from his like colon.
So I would like to thank Johnny for giving me the idea to buy a microphone like his.
Yes, exactly.
Except mine is basically just black.
Johnny wouldn't like that very much.
Yeah.
Anyways. But I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's it. Thank you to anybody who's stuck around this long or at all, or anyone who's ever viewed, commented, liked, even disliked, except for Chance, because, well, I mean, we thank him in certain ways as well. But I guess...
Yeah, we always thank him for fucking off. So.
I guess we will see all you people whenever we see you. Maybe, I mean, don't expect anything, but we'll probably be back at some point in time.
There's a video of Abraham
so
Lincoln getting shot that I'll upload like either tomorrow or later.
You better fucking not publish that shit.
Yeah. No.
No.
Swear to fucking God, we're gonna get canceled.
So, even though the channel is not going to be ending or dead, it's gonna be like somewhat of a hiatus.
Yeah, we're going on a little indefinite hiatus that may end at some point. But I mean, one thing I can say is that I doubt we will ever be uploading as consistently as we were previously on this channel. But we may upload. So
this channel's gonna be basically end up like one of Activision's games, Guitar Hero.
Oh God, yeah, but people respect Guitar Hero, so I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of Activisions, Microsoft brought Activision.
Yeah, that's a
thing. And what's even better, the CEO Bobby Kotick is leaving.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's gonna go join Sharon Fogel in the alternative lifestyle unit.
Oh yeah.
But
so
anyways,
Bobby Kotick, no one don't like you, and I hope you get punished.
Yeah. Sorry, this has been a kind of a clusterfuck of an episode, people. We didn't really have any set topics. Kind of always is.
It always is.
Yeah, pretty much always is. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 707 podcast, formerly the Homie House podcast.
Yes.
Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you, I guess, whenever.
Goodbye, lads.